My message today is simple. We are ready.
And with 28 days to go, Halton Police says they are confident they can maintain safety for cannabis legalization, especially on the roads.
In fact, we're ready today to enforce the legislation with regards to impaired driving. That's the main aspect of safety, public safety, is that those of you that choose to be a consumer in our community of cannabis, we're asking that you do not drive after consuming cannabis.
Road safety is critical for legalization enforcement, but Inspector Kevin Mahar says Halton Police also needs residents to be open with one another, despite their opinions on legal marijuana.
Well, what we are also asking all our residents to do is to open the dialogue with one another, particularly with neighbors, and be respectful of each other, regardless of whether you choose to be a consumer of cannabis or a non-consumer of cannabis. We recognize that there's going to be a social adjustment period after October 17th.
Come October 17th, it will be legal for Canadians over 19 to have 30 grams of dried cannabis. Households will be allowed to grow a maximum of 4 plants, and consumers can only use recreational marijuana in a private area. Some things that Mahar acknowledges will take some time to get used to.
Probably by the end of next summer, so maybe moving more closer to 10 months of that social adjustment, at which time we hope, it is our sincere hope, that our residents will by then have adapted to the new lawfulness of cannabis.
When it comes to ensuring road safety and preventing cannabis impairment, Sergeant Ryan Snow says young and commercial drivers need to be clean on the roads.
Under the Highway Traffic Act, that there are a number of sanctions that are applicable for the idea of this device that everyone's referring to, which is an oral fluid screening device. So young, novice, and commercial drivers in the province of Ontario have to maintain both a zero BAC, so blood alcohol level, but also a zero blood drug level. So what we're referring to is they have to be 110% stone sober when they're driving, no alcohol, no drug in their system. So specific to the drug piece, if a person that is young, novice, or commercial chooses to operate a vehicle and they're stopped, if we deploy one of these oral fluid screening devices and it comes back with a hit for any of the drugs that the screening device is calibrated to screen for, that's the basis for us in order to suspend your license.
Snow asks residents to speak up if they notice someone not driving safely.
That could be a motorist that's driving extremely slowly. It could be someone who's driving fast. It could be someone that is failing to drive in a marked lane, somebody who cannot navigate corners, somebody who might strike a curb. You will not get in trouble if you call the police. The appropriate thing to do is to call 911. Okay, don't look for a non-emergency line. Don't second guess yourself, because ultimately if you call in and you can alert us to this driver, you may end up saving your own life, that of a loved one, or perhaps somebody else in the community that'll come back and say, thank you for reporting that driver, because ultimately I might have been in a collision with that driver if you hadn't.
For Halton News, I'm Natalie Stoberman.